Guten Abend. Welcome to Krautsalat. I am Eric, an American in Germany. So today I'm back on the sofa where all of the magic began some months ago, and I'm gonna go back to that first day and do another reaction. This is something I won't do very often because a lot of YouTubers do this. That's okay, that's their thing. I love them. I love the support that I've been getting from a lot of other YouTubers. I also support the ones that I enjoy, like my favorite, Simone Yertz. I'm wearing her Business Mantis shirt. Business Mantis Shrimp. If you don't know it, watch that. I love her channel. Also too, I want to say a quick thank you to Lily, another YouTuber. She does a lot of cool arts and crafts things, and she saw that a lot of people were giving me a hard time about drinking with a beer koozie, so she made me one of my own. So thank you, Lily. I love it. Now, speaking of YouTubers that I enjoy, one of my favorite out there is Felicia, a German girl in America. I referenced her back in the video I made about dating differences, and recently she put up a video about an interesting topic. And first, it surprised me that she did this. It was a bit of a shock, but there was a lot of interesting information, and I wanted to react to it. Now, this is obviously, I've already watched the video, so this is not a initial, oh my God, type reaction. But I want to add some of my own commentary, my own thoughts and experiences, and I'm going to react to Felicia's video about circumcision.
Oh, look at our little baby. He's so cute. He is, and we should tell the doctor to circumcise him soon. Excuse me? Why would we do that? Cut off a part of his body? Hello, servus, and welcome back to my YouTube channel.
Hello, Felicia.
I'm Felicia. I'm originally from Munich, Germany, but have been living here in Cincinnati, Ohio, off and on since 2016. So this is the 5th episode of my mini-series on random differences between Germany and the US. Make sure to check out the other episodes as well. Links are in the info box below.
And do that.
Talked about peeing, ice cream, oil changes.
I really appreciate Felicia's
wild mix
open honesty in some of the things that she talks about.
Because today we'll talk about male circumcision, männliche Beschneidung. Now, as I've mentioned in the past,
Männliche Beschneidung. Wait.
All about things that are pretty different.
Let's see if I can try to say that.
Mix of topics, and of course we're gonna keep that up because today we'll talk about male circumcision, männliche Beschneidung. Now, as
männliche Beschneidung.
Männliche Beschneidung are pretty different in Germany and the US,
Beschneidung.
but for which there doesn't seem to exist a logical explanation as to why the two countries would handle that differently. Or at least I couldn't find one. So let's get right into the facts. In Germany, about 10% of men are circumcised. Worldwide, it's about 33% of men, and in the US, it's 75%. So 3/4 of men are circumcised in the US.
Now, to start, these numbers, I trust that she's got these numbers correct. This really surprised me. Now, I will come right out and admit that I am circumcised, and I knew that there was cultural differences. I knew that there was religious differences. I did not know like how drastically different these numbers were. I knew that it was very common in the US, but I did not know that 10% in Germany and 33% of the world, like I did not know that. So yeah, I've honestly, I think once before in my life have I ever had a discussion about circumcision, male circumcision. So I'm kind of putting myself out there a little bit. Not totally, but here we go. Back to the video.
That's not only way more than in Germany, but also way above the worldwide average. Before I came to the US, I had no clue circumcision was common here. I mean, I never actively thought about this topic, but since the US is a Western country with Christianity...
Felicia, I'm on the opposite side of that coin. Like
that except for people from other religions,
my idea was the opposite. I thought it was more common.
Who do it for medical reasons and other reasons, the majority of American men wouldn't have this topic on their minds at all and would be uncircumcised. You know, just how it is in Germany usually. So when I found out that circumcision is pretty much the default here and that the vast majority of American men are circumcised, I wasn't only really surprised about this, but also had a lot of questions about it. And honestly, they still haven't really been answered. Only about 3% of the American population are Jewish or Muslim, so that definitely doesn't explain the 75% of...
I'm also a bit curious how she came upon this topic.
Regarding cutting off a piece of somebody's body between Europe and, quite frankly, the rest of the world, and the US, if it's not for religious reasons. Now, I've heard a lot of people argue that it's for hygiene reasons because it's cleaner, but since we live in the 21st century...
Yeah, the hygiene reasons doesn't make any sense to me.
Plus,
and I agree with her point.
European man can confirm that it's possible to clean yourself even with a foreskin.
Clean yourself. It's not that hard.
A lot of tradition in different cultures. But it wasn't very common in the Western world until it had a revival in the English-speaking countries in the late 19th century. And that was for two main reasons. The first is that a lot of doctors at the time believed that the foreskin was connected to a lot of diseases and that circumcision would prevent and cure a lot of them, including syphilis, erectile dysfunctions, and bedwetting. Those all kind of...
I'm a little bit more uncomfortable than...
skin cancer or epilepsy.
I don't know, this is just such an open topic, and I'm not so much used to that.
They called it self-abuse, and people believed that circumcising infants and boys would prevent them from masturbating. For the same two reasons, some doctors at the time also practiced female circumcision, by the way, which...
Yeah, a lot of that religious, like, the trying to prevent masturbation and stuff. Like, that's... I don't understand it.
Kellogg, the inventor of cornflakes, who was actually
this is really funny.
Doctor, and not only did he advocate for circumcision,
you will never be able to eat your cornflakes the same way again.
Of Kellogg's cornflakes would prevent it as well. I mean, I gotta say that's some genius marketing.
Yeah, that is genius marketing.
Obviously, today we know that circumcision does not prevent
Kellogg's cornflakes.
Unfortunately, and it doesn't keep men from masturbating either. So naturally, the number of circumcisions has gone down drastically in the 20th century, at least in most of the English-speaking world. In the UK, the procedure has to be paid for out of pocket since 1949, which led to a drastic drop, and it also went down in Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. In the US, however...
Pause quick. Talking about insurance, like, having to pay out of pocket for these surgeries. This is something also that's a bit interesting. Like, we all know that the US has problems with medical insurance and whatnot, but I believe that the medical insurance in the US does pay for the circumcision. I will come back to that a little bit later, but it's strange that with all the difficulties that people have with medical insurance and just so many big hospital bills and everything, but that the circumcision is paid for. I don't fully understand that, but
the number was at 72% in 1950, and it's still at over 70% now. So why is that, America?
So, over the course of 70 years, it hasn't really changed. So it's so common in the US.
Newborn boys right now, but I mean, that's still more than half, so still quite a big number and a lot of surgeries. Plus, most circumcisions in the US are done to infants, so I'm asking myself, why do parents decide to just chop off a part of their baby's body without their consent? I feel like they should at least wait until their kid is older and can decide about it himself. Especially since the medical advantages of circumcision have mostly been disproved, except for studies that suggest that it reduces the risk of HIV transmission. And yes, of course, there's also the aesthetic aspect, but again, a man can always choose to get circumcised once he's older. There has been a growing anti-circumcision movement recently in the US with one of the leading...
Well, honestly, I don't know why. I think she's about to talk about an anti-circumcision movement. Me personally, I don't understand getting upset over having it done. Like, in my opinion, it's no more, or in my opinion, it's not much more of a mutilation. As like in the US, it's very popular to have your little girl's ears pierced. And like that's, I don't know, that's ridiculous too. But these little girls don't have that choice. Like the parents just do it sometimes as a baby, an infant, a newborn. They pierce the ear because it looks cute. The aesthetic reason for a circumcision, I've never heard that. Well, but I've never heard any reason. Like the medical reason being one, but obviously that's so outdated. Like this topic, and especially the numbers, have really got me confused. Like, I also want to know why they still do it. Like, I don't have a problem with it. I'm fine with the fact that I've had it done. I don't remember it. I was a little baby, but let's finish this up.
Organizations being Intact America. I'll put a link about that in the info box below. And there's also a lot more to read and learn about this topic. I recommend the episode of Adam Ruins Everything. It's really entertaining. And I'll link a few more websites down below. But for now, I really just want to know from you guys what you think about this topic. If you're American, have you ever doubted this practice? Have you done it to your children, or are you planning on doing so?
Oh,
have you ever thought about...
Okay. I can answer her questions directly. Have I ever doubted it? No, and I've really never ever put any thought into it either. And it's interesting that this affects so many men and people. Like, I've really never thought about it. Which is why I'm talking about it. Children. Now, I have a teenage son, and we did it for him. He still lives in the US, and I spoke to him earlier and asked his permission to mention this, and he was okay with it. But with him, now, this was an interesting experience for me. Like, he was a little baby, and we did it. We chose an option called, there's a bell. Like, you can imagine it goes under the foreskin, and there's like something like a string. Like, it's not a cut. It's not like the old school cut. It stays for a week or so, and like the string tightens like a little rubber band, and it basically just slowly cuts through the skin. I forget the amount of time, a week or something, and then it just falls off. However, when we did this, it was interesting for me because the doctor had me kind of like hold him still on the table. Like he wasn't restrained or anything, but you can just imagine a baby had to be held still, and the doctor always chooses, or this particular doctor always chooses the father to hold the baby. So it's an interesting situation to see this. Like granted, I didn't see the cut, it was this bell thing, but I've been there, so I've done it to myself, and maybe I'll have to talk to his mom again, because I don't remember ever talking about not doing it. Like it was just the kind of the way of life. Like on one hand, I feel a bit bad that I don't recall questioning it or why. I don't have any answer. Like I'm talking about this mostly for my own shock and surprise, because I don't have an answer, and I feel a bit bad about it. Have I ever thought about valid reasons for this? No, again, like I feel more guilty that I don't have an answer, and I don't know why, and I never thought about it before. I'm not the type that you'd think that I would know this from being around other guys, like in the changing room at the gym or something, but I'm also a bit shy there. Like when I go to the gym, I change my clothes and I go home. I don't shower. I've never been in the sauna at the gym. So with that, I'm a bit shy. Maybe one of these days I need to have my first sauna experience. But yeah, I'm also not comparing myself to other guys. So this is really new for me. I've never put any thought into it before. I've never noticed it with other people. I don't know. Maybe for the US, maybe there's Felicia said something about the aesthetic, but like the only thing I can think of is porn. Like, and which would be even funnier because the US is so conservative and prudish, as we've talked about in the cliche video, but like where else, like Americans are not walking around naked. So porn is the only thing that I can think of. So I don't know.
Valid reasons for this? And if you're German or from another country, what are your experiences with this topic? Has it ever even come up? Did you know it was so common
it's never
in the US? What do you guys, men and women, think of this? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this informative. If you liked it, make sure to give this video a thumbs up.
Yeah.
And of course, you can subscribe to my channel
So
for free. And
go subscribe to Felicia. Stop. We can stop now. Okay. I don't have any real dramatic or crazy reaction, but I'm really surprised and a little embarrassed and maybe a lot embarrassed. But also let me know, like, you guys are watching my videos. Have you already seen this one from Felicia? Is there anything that you want to add and tell me? Like, you can let me know. But why are they doing this? Why is this so popular in the US? Like, maybe we need to start a campaign and find the answer for this. Is it as bad as trying to find Bielefeld? I don't know. Okay, so in closing, thank you, Felicia, for your insight and inspiring me to talk about something that I'm a little uncomfortable with. Maybe this is pushing me into a new direction. I don't know. Thank you for watching today. I hope you didn't mind me doing something a little bit different. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Thank you for watching and sticking with me if you are a subscriber. Also, we have t-shirts for sale. We have a link for a shop down below. Thank you. I know people have been buying them. I've been getting some personal photos sent to me, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And until next time, Fire Robin.